franktalks.com.
The following program contains mature subject matter. Listener discretion is advised. CJAD 800 presents Passion with sex therapist Dr. Laurie Betito. To reach Dr. Laurie, call 514-790-0991. Star Talk, a free call on Bell Mobility, and 800-491-CJAD. Now, here's Dr. Laurie.
Welcome to Passion, a show about love, sex, and relationships. Tonight we are broadcasting live from the Salon de l'amour et de la seduction at Place Bonaventure, the Everything to Do with Sex show. Passion has a booth here, and we have a booth here all weekend long, so make sure to come in and say hello. It's really happening. It's a great event. Lots of couples showing up. There's stage shows, there's workshops, there's meeting up with some of my friends. Dave and Carol are here, Venus Couples. And my first interview tonight is with Dr. Jessica O'Reilly. She has a best-selling book just out. I don't even know if you can still get it. You're going to have to stand in line. It's called Hot Sex, Tips, Tricks, and Licks. Sizzling touch and tongue techniques for amazing orgasms.
Is that a mouthful?
That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? That's great. Welcome to the show and to this event, and it's amazing to have you here. And I know you're giving a bunch of workshops.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm overwhelmed by the energy here in Montreal tonight. Yeah, it's amazing.
Coming from Toronto, are we more like hip than in
First
Toronto?
of all, your women are beautiful. Always with the hair done and the makeup and fashionable. But yeah, there's just an energy here that I think is incomparable across North America.
Really, eh? So what are some of the workshops that you're giving here?
So I have a We Vibe seminar series, and it's mostly focused on oral sex. So I'll be sharing tips for your fingers and your tongue and your lips and anything else we can get our hands on. I've got some eager volunteers up on stage. I've got I've got some sharpened carrots of various sizes. You know, I packed my vulva puppet, so it's looking like a great crowd. We had a full house with probably 500 people in the last seminar.
That's awesome. Yeah. Awesome. No, these are very popular seminars, and Jessica is here giving some seminars throughout the weekend, in fact, and she's here signing her books as well, Hot Sex, Tips, Tricks, and Licks. And she's also, I don't know if you know this, but the host of Swing on the Playboy channel, so you can meet a real cool TV celebrity. She also does a lot of work with Friends of Passion, Carol and David of Venus Couples. Hey, guys.
Hi, Laurie.
Good to see you here as well. So you guys are planning like a trip, something. What are you planning? Okay.
And actually, we have the privilege of having Dr. Jessica O'Reilly join us on our trip.
So you're gonna have You're gonna be doing workshops.
Yeah, it's a tough job, but some of us have to go to Jamaica with Dave and Carol.
They never invite me.
I just heard them invite you off air, so she can't actually call that. Yeah, we're heading down, and we're gonna have some very sexy workshops by the beach.
Oh, actually, we're trying to figure out if your mic is working. It's okay. All right, you're gonna have to talk a little bit, see if your microphone is working. When we go on location, it's always, we've got lots of microphones going. The noise level, I mean, there's like music blaring. It's a little hard to hear, but it's okay. We're gonna manage just fine, and we got lots of different people to talk about. So hedonism too. Oh, I wanted to talk to you guys about something, because we're putting together a big fundraising event, which, thank you, you guys are involved as well. We're actually selling Playboy Bunny stuffed animals here to raise money for sex education, but we're putting together a big fundraiser February 8th. We've got a trip to Temptations Resort that we are raffling off. Now, you guys have been there.
We have.
So you can, because some people are worrying, kind of like thinking, oh my God, is this a swingers club thing? What is a Temptations Resort type thing? Who wants to say?
We'll let Jessica talk.
Well, I have to say, I was really nervous going the first time, and I actually brought my husband. This was many years ago, and he was way more nervous. But the thing with these resorts is, once you go, you just want to come again and again and again. And I know Dave's going to go.
No pun intended.
Dave's going to go for that.
Pun intended or no pun intended?
But really, they're just relaxed environments where people are friendly, no pretense, no clothes, if you should choose. And it's a party, and there's no pressure. So if you want to jump in on the action and pile on top in a morsome, as Dave would call it, that's your prerogative. But if you just want to sit back and watch, if you want to be a bit of a performer, if you just want to experiment with the erotic energy that a resort like Temptation has to offer, I really think it's a great thing to check out. And what's really cool is you actually can meet people before you go, because they have forums online, so you can get a feel of who's going to be there.
So it's not a full-on swinging place. There's other places that you've been to, like
Right.
Hedonism and Desire, that.
Right.
and
Temptation is a lot tamer. If there's anybody out there who's just interested in starting in being a little bit more open-minded and sexually adventurous, Temptation is a great place to start, because it's really called topless optional and not clothing optional.
So it's topless optional. So you
Right.
can wear your bathing suit, not wear your. So it's basically like being on the European
And nobody's
beaches.
nude there, so you don't
Absolutely.
feel...
And they have a beautiful pool there where they allow all the women to play water volleyball topless.
I'm sure you love that, David.
Well, we don't vacation and tell.
He's the ref, actually. He sits there with his whistle.
You're the ref. I can see that.
And
I
whistle
can
is
see
a
that.
euphemism.
Yes, I'm sure. I could totally see that happening. I hope people come out to the Salon, because there's lots to do, lots to see. It's a great date night opportunity. You
It's
can go
amazing.
visit. Carol and David have their booth. If you have any questions about the lifestyle, about going to any of these, hedonism trips and parties and what have you, they're the people to talk to. We've talked to them before. VenusCouples.com is their website, but they're here on site, so you can actually get to meet them, talk to them. You can come by, visit Dr. Jess at her booth, and get her to sign a copy of her book, Hot Sex Tips, Tricks, and Licks. And we'll make sure to have Dr. Jessica O'Reilly on our program for a lot longer next time. We'll have you on for a lot longer, maybe a full hour even, to talk to her. Coming up, we've got other people we want to talk to as well. We'll also get to speak to Josie Vogels, who's here giving workshops as well. We'll talk to our own Frank Kermit, who's in the process right now of giving his own workshops. And we've got a speed dating organization that is here that is going to come talk to us. So lots of stuff happening. Better yet, come down, come and just say hello and walk through these doors and really have a good time. You're listening to Passion on CJAD 800.
You're listening to Passion with Dr. Laurie Betito on CJAD 800.
We're broadcasting live tonight from the Salon de l'amour et de la séduction, the Everything to Do with Sex show. Every year, this event takes on bigger and bigger proportions, attracts more and more people, and this is for everybody. What's amazing to me now, how many couples are walking through. I'd say 80% of the people walking here are couples.
For sure.
Couples of all shapes and sizes. It's just, married couples, older couples. I've met couples in their 80s. I met couples in their 20s. So it's really a great happening thing that only happens once a year. So come on down and come see our booth. I'm here. I will be here all weekend, so just look for the big CJAD sign. With me right now, we have Dr. Jessica O'Reilly. She has written the book Hot Sex Tips, Tricks, and Licks, Sizzling Touch and Tongue Techniques for Amazing Orgasms. And before I let her go, I was going through the book, and there's some moves in there that I'd never really heard of, so we will ask her about that. But first, I believe we have a caller. Hello?
Hi,
Hi, who am I speaking to?
you are speaking to Mike and Holly from Playboy Radio.
Oh my god!
Surprise,
Hello,
Jessica.
hello, Jess.
I would recognize that deep voice anywhere.
Holly and Michael, we miss you, and seriously, anybody listening,
So you're
not only should you read the book once, you should read the book twice and practice everything.
right, and look at the pictures, because the pictures are stunning. I mean, it's a beautiful,
Oh, yeah,
beautiful
that's why I'm
book.
doing it.
Hi,
That's
Holly.
why everybody at Playboy Radio and Playboy TV is excited about your book, Jessica.
I'm so happy. Wow, it's a surprise to hear your voices, guys. We've got celebrities from LA here.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. We love you.
So tell us about the show really fast so we can share it with the listeners here so that,
Sure, please tell us. Absolutely.
So we've got a huge party going on. It's not your typical trade show, right? There are people walking around in 8-inch heels and bustiers. There's a dungeon. There's a stage. There's fake orgasm contests. Anything you can think of. Do you guys have anything out like that out in the West Coast?
Bet you not.
I have fake orgasms all the time.
We know that's not true, Holly.
But tell us about your show.
We have events that go on. You know, some of them are BDSM slash
Right.
lifestyle friendly.
Right.
Some are more swingers with a little interest in maybe hot wax on the body or something like that.
Not here. This is a
It sounds like
everything
a
show.
different event.
This is for everybody. That's the beauty about this event here, is that there's something for absolutely everybody in every possible taste, whether you're pure vanilla or kink. There's something for everybody, so it's great.
So even the vanilla squirrel, the dirty vanilla, they should all come out.
Listen,
And even the ones with sprinkles, like me.
That's not there.
We're sad we're not there. We're going to have to make it, especially to see you.
listen, guys, can you tell us about the show on the Playboy channel? Can you give us a little bit? Give us Canadians here a little something?
Absolutely. We have a huge family base up there of listeners in all throughout Canada. Swing with Holly and Michael was born from the incredible TV show that Dr. Jessica O'Reilly was the amazing host on season 2 of, called Swing.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out at playboy.tv or playboytv.com. And then Swing with Holly and Michael is an exploration of the lifestyle for swingers and vanillas. Anybody who's interested to hear about it, about swingers, from swingers. However, the show is for
everyone.
Great. Well, thank you
yeah,
for...
so
Go ahead.
Sirius XM, channel 102, Playboy Radio on Fridays.
We're live at 2 p.m.
All right. We are going to take note of that. That's great. Thank you very much for being a part of our show.
Absolutely. We're going on 2 years, and we would love to have you call in. You, Jess, everybody. We love to share life with you guys.
Okay. Will do. Thanks so much for calling in.
Bye,
Michael,
Jess. We
Holly,
love you
thanks
too.
so much.
Bye, Michael. And
Mwah.
Holly.
All right.
Love you guys.
Take care. Whoops. All right, there. We've got Dr. Jessica O'Reilly here sitting in front of me. And, okay, you're going to give us your top, let's say, 3 tips or techniques that we don't normally hear about.
Okay, so I think should we start with the men or start with the women?
I don't know.
Women
David,
first.
what do you...
Women
okay.
first.
Ladies first, okay.
We know in the lifestyle it's the women who rule, women who control.
So the first one is called the pussy pocket, and I just shared this with a group up there, and they all practice not on their pussies, but on their knees, not on their...
Can you say vagina?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
well, it's the outside part, so it's really the
The
vulva.
vulva. That's
Yeah.
right. There you go.
So the pussy pocket, or the vulva pocket, for the purposes of radio, is just simply placing the palm of your hand on the Venus mound, and then reaching your fingers over the vulva, and just undulating, pressing, pulsing. So it's about pressure. It's not always about going inside. Is that right?
Right.
So that's the biggest lesson that I'm hoping this group of 500 Montrealers took away from
The
it.
vulva pocket. Okay.
The vulva
okay,
pocket.
The pee pocket.
So
or
that's for
whatever.
and we like the Venus Mound.
They do like the Venus mound.
Right,
So,
sure.
and then another tip for the women is the cross my fingers, where you cross your index and middle finger, and you get creative with some sliding in and out and rotations from palm up to palm down. Lots of lube, kids. It's not always about the inside, but if you're going to go there, get a little bit creative. Don't just, no jackhammering, please. Right? Right?
That's right.
And
okay.
so for the men, I really like the like a prayer, where you basically use your hands in prayer position and bring them down so that your fingertips are always pointing toward the tip, upward of the
Okay.
penis, and they're all lubed up, and you're just putting lots of pressure, because that member can handle a lot of pressure as long as you have lots of warmth and lots of lube.
So you're squishing between you're in the prayer position with the
Yeah.
penis inside,
Squeezing.
between the two, squeezing
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
No movement, just squeezing.
Oh no, you're actually running from the bottom of your palms.
Oh, you're going up,
up and
the
down,
shaft, up and down
Yeah.
in a prayer position.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything? Give us some more. This is
You want
exciting.
more? Oh, I got
Yeah,
I
give
got
me a
plenty
couple
more.
more.
Another one is the tight squeeze or the professional, where you're basically using the power and the strength and the friction of your teeth on his member, but you never actually touch him with your teeth, because we all know that apparently Venuses don't like teeth.
Ouch.
So you're actually wrapping your tongue. You're wrapping your tongue around your lower teeth and your upper lip around your upper teeth. So it looks like this.
Okay. Yeah, it's radio.
I know you can't
really
see on radio,
it.
but I had
But
I
you
had
can
to
say
show
in the book, right?
I had
It's in
yeah.
the book.
Oh yeah,
okay.
it's definitely illustrated in the book. I promise I didn't do the illustrations. And you're lubing up your upper lip so that you're covering, you're using your lip and your tongue to envelop your teeth, and you're sucking it right in there. And what happens is your tongue actually starts to cradle the underside of his penis, titillatus frenulum, that super hot spot on the bottom, and you got a good thing going.
This from Supreme Sex Educator, Dr. Jessica O'Reilly. You want more tips? get the book. Hot Sex, Tips, Tricks, and Licks, Sizzling Touch and Tongue Techniques for Amazing Orgasms. We'll put a link to the book on the Passion page after the weekend is over. And you can come down and speak to her directly. Get a book signed by her right here at the Salon de l'amour et de la séduction at Place Bonaventure, running right through until Sunday at 6 p.m. We're here till midnight tonight. Tomorrow from noon to midnight, and on Sunday from 11 to midnight, and on Sunday from 11 till 6 p.m. Would love to see you here. You're listening to Passion on CJAD 800.
You're listening to Passion with Dr. Laurie Betito on CJAD 800.
We're broadcasting live tonight from the Everything to Do with Sex show, the Salon de l'amour et de la séduction, taking place at Place Bonaventure. Passion has a booth here all weekend long, just so you can come and talk, ask the sex therapist, talk, ask me questions, whatever it is. We're also promoting sexual health education here as well. And next to me, in fact, is Frank Kermit, who is on our program regularly, who also has a booth, and he's one of the main stage speakers at the Salon this year. Congratulations, Frank.
Thank you. I finally made it.
You finally made it to the big leagues. I thought I was the big leagues. Okay,
Well,
forget it.
You're still
Whatever.
the big leagues. You're a great mentor. You're still the big leagues. You're here.
Yeah, we're here. We've been here a few years now, which is great. So what are you talking about here at the Salon?
Well, what I'm talking about is couples in transition.
What does that mean?
When a couple is going through some kind of life change and they're trying to redefine some of the rules that they follow, which may include sexual permissions.
Rules. Okay.
Some sexual permissions. So if it's a couple that has been dating casually and now they want to get more serious and monogamous, it covers that. And for a couple that maybe has been monogamous for a long time, if they're thinking about trying to have a more open relationship, we're talking about how to structure some of those rules as well.
Okay, so it's almost like the movie Hall Pass. Did you see the movie Hall Pass?
No, I didn't.
I heard it was actually very funny, where the wives gave their husbands a hall pass. In other words, go do what you want to do for a week, and there was all kinds of miserable things happening, and they regretted this. And so you're really talking about establishing like a communication about it and rules and...
Well, basically to have the couple sit down, how to bring up these subjects first of all.
Okay.
And then what is actually realistic. In a movie like you described with Hall Pass, where you say, okay, here's a Hall Pass, you can do whatever you want. Well, a completely no rules situation usually leads to trouble.
Right, which is what they showed in the movie.
Exactly, because what you may assume would fall under no rules, you still might have some secret expectations. And we talk about the reality versus the fantasy of it. And you have to have very realistic expectations that when you say no rules, somebody may go really far, and if you're not able to handle that, don't say no rules.
Right. So this is about how do you... I guess you're teaching people how to bring up the subject and how to discuss it and what you should be looking at. And
I also bring up some things to be very mindful of. If you want to go ahead and engage in an open relationship, keep in mind that the condom can break. And at that point, you're going to have some conversations that you didn't anticipate before.
Yeah,
That's
no
the type
kidding.
of real things.
You don't want to be faced in that position.
No.
Yeesh. Frank, well, thank you, and I hope our listeners will come out and hear you speak. You're speaking throughout the weekend, I know that, and you're actually speaking in French, which is even more impressive for an Anglo.
Yeah, I'm presenting in French. I'm the first one up and the last one down.
Yeah.
First one in the morning, last one at night.
All right. You're listening to Passion. Coming up, we're going to be talking to Bonnie of Bonnie's Bedroom right here on CJAD 800.
You're listening to Passion with Dr. Laurie Betito on CJAD 800.
We're broadcasting live tonight from the Salon de l'amour et de la séduction. Got a few people I want to talk to, but first I want to go to our Hollywood report before we continue.
Hey, I'm Dominic Abate with your Hollywood in the Flesh update. So this week, Elton John and David Furnish welcomed their second child. The couple confirmed the news this past Tuesday. Elijah Joseph Daniel Furnish John was born via surrogate in Los Angeles, weighing 8 pounds and 4 ounces. The newborn joins older brother Zachary, who turned 2 on Christmas Day. Also, in other baby news, Charlie Sheen is going to be a grandfather. Sheen's oldest daughter, Cassandra Estevez, is pregnant with her first child. Sheen confirmed the news during his Monday appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman. Also this week, Leanne Rimes got extremely candid during an interview with Entertainment Tonight, revealing she occasionally worries that her husband will cheat on her. When asked if she fears her husband will cheat on her, given the fact that the two got together when they were still married to other people, the singer admitted it would be ignorant to think that he wouldn't, and that her husband also shares the same concerns about Rimes. And lastly, actor Victor Garber has quietly confirmed that he's gay. The actor, known for roles in Alias, Titanic, and Legally Blonde, has usually been very secretive about the issue, but directly addressed it in an interview for the first time at the Television Critics Association tour last week. He spoke about how he doesn't really like to talk about it, but is aware that at this point everyone pretty much knows that he's gay. I'm Dominic Abate, and that was your Hollywood in the Flesh update.
Thank you, Dominic. And now back to where we are, live at the Salon de l'Amour. Lots of stuff happening here. Continuous sexy shows and conferences on all kinds of topics to do with sexuality. There are vendors, authors Josie Vogels, Jessica O'Reilly have booths here. Our own Frank Kermit has a booth. I have a booth here. It is a huge event. I've been coming here for many years, and one of my favorite boutiques in this area is Bonnie's Bedroom. It's the one I shop at when I'm here, and Bonnie's a doll, and I wanted to have her talk to you. Hey Bonnie, how are you?
Great, thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. Okay, so you sell all kinds of funwear.
Yes.
I want to call it funwear for like all sizes, up to like 5X.
Yes, I do.
Which is interesting because the stuff you sell is rather sexy and what have you. So let's talk a little bit about how you can be sexy
and plus size,
and very plus size even.
Yeah. Well, the one thing you don't know about me is most of my life I was a plus size. I was a 3X. So it was really important for me to feel sexy and try things on, but I couldn't find anything to fit. So I wanted to make sure that my booth carried the full range, because I don't think that there's a difference between a small and a 4X size woman feeling sexy. It's
Right.
all from inside, and you want to feel good and you want to look good.
Right.
And you can strut your stuff if you can find something to wear, and you can at Bonnie's Bedroom.
That's right. It's not the moo-moos and
Definitely not.
Right, exactly. But it's hard to find. I think plus size women already complain of not being able to find regular, like just clothes to go out in that has some kind of sex appeal. Never mind lingerie
Yeah.
or things that make them feel, really, really sexy.
I think it really struck me when I was in Halifax last year, and there was a woman that drove from Moncton, New Brunswick to Halifax in a freezing rainstorm. The road was closed, and I said to her, "We were here all weekend." She said to me, "Last year I came on Sunday and you didn't have as many selections. So I'm going to come in the freezing rain or snow or whatever, and I'm going to make it."
The first one there, so she can make sure
Exactly.
she gets what she wants. What are your biggest sellers?
My corsets, especially in the plus size, well, all sizes, because we start at $20, but we go up to $130.
Okay.
But we have quality items, and you can get corsets that are a little bit cheaper at some places. The problem is that in 10 days, if it falls apart, you can find me.
Right. Yes. BonniesBedroom.com. Actually, a lot of the your biggest sales are from the internet and worldwide.
Definitely.
So I know that's how you're very well known
Thank you.
across
I
the
try
world
to be.
for that. So congratulations, and it's great seeing you again this year.
Thanks,
and
it's been great being here. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's always a pleasure, Bonnie. Thank you. And I know there's all kinds of other things that you sell and do and are involved in. We'll have to get you on the program again to talk
Okay,
about that.
thanks. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Now let's talk to Fritz. Fritz, you want to grab your microphone there? You're there. Fritz is from Elite Speed Dating. So,
Hi, Laurie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Good. Okay, Elite Speed Dating. I know what speed dating is. Most of our listeners have an idea what speed dating is. It's been around. But your speed dating company, how does it differ itself from others?
Well, our speed dating company at Elite Speed Dating, we differ in several different ways. First of all, we have targeted events. So therefore, you'll be able to choose who you will meet and at the different age range. For example, we have speed dating for professionals, speed dating for the gay community, speed dating for single parents. So as you can see, speed dating for the Jewish community. So we try to give certain interests to different people, because everybody has different interests, and within your age group, you will be able to meet those 8 to 12 dates that we guarantee every time.
Every time.
Every
So
time.
you must have a huge database to be able to pull from and divide up into all these sections.
Well, the database is growing day by day.
Okay.
And yes, we do have a huge database, and the reason is because more and more people are getting involved into speed dating. They want to meet people face to face. They have done the online thing, but they yearn to meet a certain person and find that click that you get live, that you don't necessarily get online.
Right. One of the things that we talked about off air with you was you were talking about the fact that in your speed dating events, people are actually getting feedback, which is something most speed dating thing they don't do.
No. Well, I don't know if they don't do it, but I definitely can tell you that
I can tell you they don't do it. From what I've been told.
It's one of our best features, actually. So when you go on your dates, because you always want to know what am I doing right, what am I not doing right.
How long are the dates, by the way?
Each date is 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, but actually if you go to our $80 events, those dates are 7 minutes.
Okay.
And those 2 minutes make a world of a difference.
Are you serious?
Yes, those 2
Okay.
minutes make a world of a difference. So, but when you go on your date, you would want to know what do I do correctly. So when people come with Elite Speed Dating, there is a section that's called a dating feedback section. All right.
Okay.
And when you're meeting people, we encourage people to actually write down their comments on the person that they're meeting. For example, they give great eye contact. They smile when they speak. Ask a lot of questions. Or it could also be,
you creep me out.
Exactly. Right. You creep me out.
Right.
So within the next 24 hours, you're going to get that feedback, but anonymously. So you'll know what you've projected that night within 5 minutes.
Okay. I hope you can offer them or send them to like professional. Maybe I should give you my card to hand out because, I worry about those guys or women who will get a lot of feedback that says you're really a creep or you were weird or you were this, and they keep getting this, and then they're like left with, okay, well, what do I do with this? How do I change this?
Well, obviously, yes, I would like your card. Okay, so let's do that. But we've actually seen through the data an actual tendency where people actually improve if they take the time to look at what they're doing or take the time to look at the feedback. And within 6 months, we've actually had someone who would get no dates, and he came 6 times, and through those times, he saw his feedback go up.
Oh,
and
isn't
at
that
the end of that
interesting?
6th time, he got a fantastic date.
So how often are you doing the events in, it's in Montreal, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how often are the events happening? And how do people sign up?
We have regular events that happen, I would say, every first Friday of the month. We have our introduction speed dating event.
Oh, okay.
That happens at Rouge. So if you've never tried speed dating ever, okay, and you want to test out the waters, you can try it's called Friday Night Speed Dating.
Okay.
Okay, and that's only $25. We still give you 8 to 12 dates. You still get your rating request, which is how many people wanted to see you again, independent of your choices.
Right.
And your anonymous feedback.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then you can go for those targeting events throughout the month.
Bang for your buck here.
Yes.
So it's elitespeeddating.com. That's elitespeeddating.com. Well, Fritz, thanks. And we'll be speaking to you again soon.
Yes.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good trade show.
Thank you. You too. I just want to point out, I don't know if people can hear the yelling that's going on in the background here, but right now, what they're showing on the big stage is some male stripping happening. And the women are going nuts. He's quite the man over there. Wow. You're going to hear the screaming in just a minute. I don't know if people can actually hear it, but it's a lot of fun. Lots of stuff happening here at the Salon de l'amour et de la séduction. Sexy stuff, lots of fun stuff, actually. Coming up, we're going to speak with Josie Vogels. She's the author of Better Sex in No Time, a guide for busy couples. If you're a busy couple, you have kids, you know exactly what that's all about. And Josie, in her busy life, has taken the time to write a book about it. So, we could talk about busy lives for sure. Do you hear the screaming? Everybody hear the screaming? Wow. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I have a screen right in front of my booth. You're listening to Passion on CJAD 800.
And I said,
You're listening to Passion with Dr. Laurie Betito on CJAD 800.
We are broadcasting live from the very loud Salon de l'amour et de la séduction. Lots of action over here, as you can hear it in the background. People are still going nuts for the guys on stage. They have women, they have guys, they have just about everything for every taste here. Lots of very special guests that are here and that have booths and that are actually giving lots of workshops. Josie Vogels is here. She is the author of a brand new book, Better Sex in No Time, a guide for busy couples. And of course, most of us, I would say, are busy couples, and most people complain about some lull in their sex life sometime. So Josie is here to help everybody. And you're here to sign. Are you here to sign any books, or are you doing?
Yeah, I actually did. I'm doing talk. I just finished a talk. I'm doing 2 more tomorrow. One at 3 and one at 7.
Wonderful. So what are you talking about? Tell us what you're going to be discussing.
The book, I'm focusing on the book, and the theme of the book is that I just got tired of so many couples coming up to me and saying, well, we'd love to have all this great sex that you're talking about and use all these tips and everything, but honestly, we just have no time in our lives for sex, and sex gets put to the bottom of the to-do list. All the other things take priority, and then, we think that somehow after all the, running the kids around, work, taking care of everything, trying to get a meal on the table, you're supposed to fall into bed together and automatically want to engage in mad, passionate sex, and it's not realistic.
Right. And I think, I'm sure you tell your couples too, if you don't make the time, if you don't actually set aside the time, and as if you would any other activity, it's just not going to happen.
True, but what I really focus on in the book is that it's not even about the big picture sex and this magical time that you're going to have this magical open window to have this long leisurely sex. It's about creating intimacy in little doses all the time, so that when you do have more time, it's not so far out of reach. That intimacy and that connection is there every day. You're keeping the spark alive by little things that don't take a lot of time. I mean, just deeply kissing your partner for 10 seconds, and you'd be amazed how many couples don't do that after a while.
Oh, I know.
It's the perfunctory kiss, see you later, have a good day, honey.
Which is amazing, right? Because if you remember, if we all think back to our beginnings, how much time did we spend just kissing?
Oh my God, we
just
were the obnoxious
making out.
people where like people
kissing
were,
everywhere, right?
Yeah,
it's
and like ugh. That's
you
like,
get a room.
Exactly. But honestly, and it is. I mean, we spend more time brushing our teeth probably than we do intimately, kissing our partner or even like holding hands.
Yeah.
Simple things like that. Staying physically, hugging. I have an exercise in there where I tell couples to try and hug for a minute. A minute doesn't seem like a long time. Like, surely you have a minute in your day.
Right.
But I do the exercise in my workshops, and it's amazing because after about 5 or 10 seconds, you can see people get awkward and uncomfortable. But if you force yourself, there really is a connection and an intimacy that happens, and it has nothing to do with taking your clothes off or having sex.
And even the having sex part, sometimes I'll look at couples and I'll say, okay, tell me how long, let's say you were having sex, and it was it's a quickie. It doesn't have to be, like you said, a 2-hour lovemaking session. What do you tell, like, how long does it take? They usually say, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I said, so 10 minutes out of your whole day, you can't dedicate to feeling good?
Yeah. No, it's
10
true.
minutes?
And people can't make the leap. And it's also this idea that quickie sex somehow isn't quality sex, and so therefore it doesn't count. Or people, it has a bad rep. And I'm like, come on, quickie sex is very useful. It's got it has a place in your sex life.
Absolutely.
And, sex in the shower is great because not only are you, saving time because you're both
washing,
you're getting your sex done, you're getting your hygiene done, and you're saving the environment because you're using less water. So.
And it's the only room with a lock.
Exactly, that's
the
very
kids can't
true
come
too.
in. That's right. No, you're absolutely. You have to find all the different moments that you can connect. And I'll often tell couples too that sex is not about the intercourse. It really is about that connection with your partner. And sexuality is a much wider definition, and you really show that in your book, where it doesn't have to be, it has to go away from the genitals and into many other ways to be able to show
Well,
that
I always
connection.
say too, I mean, the seduction, it's all about, making your partner feel appreciated, making them feel like you're taking notice, making them feel like you are they think you're attractive,
desired,
and desired, and that that you're present. And so even just doing things like I have exercises where you just tell your partner once a day something that they did that day that you appreciate, as opposed to, oh my God, you left your socks on the floor again, all the negative things, because we're all stressed and we dump on our partner. And to stop yourself and go, okay, hang on, there's a reason I like this person. Let me think about what it is for just a second and focus on that.
That's right. And we do forget. It's amazing how much we get into this fast-moving train, and we just don't stop to just think about why we fell in love in the first place and what we loved about our partner and how fortunate we are to have that partner in our lives. Because we feel it, we just don't, we lose sight of it.
Well, and if you don't express it, you don't just verbally use your words and say it, then it really does get taken for granted.
Yes.
And then that's where resentment builds up. And when you do say simple things like appreciating or complimenting them, it just softens them towards you and makes them open to that intimacy.
I always say it gives you the warm and fuzzy feeling, and that's, especially women, need warm and fuzzies in order to want to have sex with you. So, I said, create those warm and fuzzies. That's what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Josie, have a great time here at the Salon, and good luck with all the workshops. And we'll invite our listeners to come and visit you and see you in person.
Fantastic. Thank you. Have a great show.
Thank you
Enjoy
very
yourself.
much. Thank you. You're listening to Passion on CJAD 800.
Welcome to Cartiz. If you love shopping, you'll love Cartiz. If you don't love shopping, you'll love Cartiz. You'll love their fabulous clothes, sophisticated yet sensual party dresses, stylish sportswear, and everyday wear for office, super fitting jeans, accessories to beat the band, and then some. And you'll love the Cartiz treatment. Always friendly and attentive by staff who love what they do. Color your life at Cartiz on the Trans-Canada in Kirkland, Rockland Centre, and Champlain Mall in Brossard.
How many times have you heard someone say about an aging parent, they would be better off in a nursing home? I'm Tim Thomas of Home Care Assistance. We believe it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. Only at home can you enjoy one-to-one care, someone to keep you safe, make meals, and maintain the house, to accompany you on outings and even social activities.
Visit homecareassistance.com or call today 514-907-5065. That's 514-907-5065.
You're listening to Passion with Dr. Laurie Betito on CJAD 800.
We're broadcasting live from the Salon de l'amour et de la séduction. I'll be here all weekend. This show is happening all weekend. Tonight till midnight. Tomorrow, I believe, from 11 till midnight. And Sunday from 11 till 6 p.m. Passion does have a booth here. We're here. Come by, say hello. You can ask questions. You can chat with me. And just have a really fun time with your date. And speaking of dates, we have Carly's report, because she has another idea as well for the weekend. So here it is.
It's that time of year again when cold is just a word and when Montrealers flock to the Old Port to party outside. That's why, for this week's date destination, we are all about the Igloo Fest. It's the year's biggest outdoor party, and this year is no exception. With extra dates added, it's sure to be a fun time for you and your date. Igloo Fest brings local and international DJs to the Old Port, and the festivities go on 3 nights a week, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, for the next 4 weeks. So put on your warm coat, gloves, scarf, boots, and layer up and head to the Old Port with your date and some friends. If you'd like more information, visit igloofest.ca. And I suggest you and your date buy your tickets in advance to ensure your admittance. What better than a date when your boo has to keep you warm? Well, that's all for this week's Carly's Date Destination.
Of course, if you don't want to be out in the cold and you want to be indoors, where's the best place to be this weekend? It is the Everything to Do with Sex show, and it's for everybody here. It's all couples. I open my eyes, I see what's walking in front of me. It is couple after couple. Lots of single people too, but mostly couples of all, from everywhere. It's that kind of show. So I want to thank, of course, the organizing people here, Mikey Singer especially, for inviting us to broadcast from here and giving us a booth here as well. And just a couple of notes for you, other events happening. I want to remind you to save the date. Friday, February 8th, we're also going to be broadcasting live from the Auberge Saint-Gabriel in Old Montreal for the Big Sextravaganza 2013, where you can win a trip to Temptations Resort, 8 days for 2 in Cancun, Mexico. There will be a dinner auction date celebrity thing. In other words, you can basically bid for a date and dinner at Mange Boire with me or Andrew Carter or Suzanne Deshotel and some other local celebrities, not necessarily radio people, but others who will also be there. There'll be an art auction, $5,000 worth of raffle prizes. There's even going to be a matchmaking event, an interactive matchmaking event if you're single and coming there. So that'll be great. Another event that's taking place February 5th, I'm going to be giving a talk at the Gelber Conference Center on adolescent sexuality. It's called The Real Truth, Adolescent Sexuality. If you're interested, you have teens, it's at 7 p.m. Just go to my blog on the Passion page. All the information is right there. I want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank my team here, Jason Cortez and Ryan Ryder, for their technical work tonight and putting this all together. If you want to get in touch with me, passion at CJAD.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Dr. Laurie Sex Talk. You can friend me on Facebook or join our Passion Facebook page as well. If you'd like a private consultation, you can call me at 514-984-5910. News coming up next, followed by the CJAD Comedy Show. Have a great rest of the night, a wonderful weekend, and please remember life is short, so do take the time to smell the flowers and indulge your passions.
Need help with love, sex, dating, and relationship issues? Help from Frank Kermit, the best-selling author and Canada's most international relationship coach, is only a click away at franktalks.com. Coaching available in person, by phone, and by Skype. For singles, couples, and alternative lifestyles, franktalks.com.
Need help with love, sex, dating and relationships? Visit franktalks.com.
Need help with love, sex, dating, or relationship issues? Help from Frank Kermit, the best-selling author and Canada's most international relationship coach, is only a click away at franktalks.com.
If you need help with your relationships, my buddy Frank, he's got some tips. Just go to franktalks.com. His advice is better than your mom's. He knows what you're going through, 'cause Frank has been there too. So log on to franktalks.com. franktalks.com.
What do you do when you feel like a fool? When your heart has been broken again? Pick up the phone or get onto Skype and talk on a private session. Yeah, get a little help from Frank Talk. What do you do when your love goes away?
Try coaching 101.
How do I sign up to turn things around?
Just sign up at franktalks.com.
Yeah, get
by with help from Frank Talks.
I get
by with a little help from Frank Talks. Time to try a little help from Frank Talks. Doesn't cost a lot of money.
It's the best rate going around.
But it costs a lot of money.
Oh, it's worth every cent that you will put down. Yeah.
franktalks.com.
Oh, you got to go to. Get your help from franktalks.com. Yeah, yeah.
Would you believe that Frank gets results?
Yes, we're certain. Just read the reviews.
Frank knows his stuff, and Frank's got the goods.
Good love can soon come to you.